Okay, before we start, let's congratulate on Peter's closing yesterday. Okay. Finally, 252 Tom Hunter Road. It's a short sale. It took, when we got the listing?
August.
About? Last year, August. Okay.
Actually, really July, but then there was a photo called on showing it.
It's not too bad. Not too bad. It happened, whatever possibly happened. Anyway, congratulations. Let's move on. palpk police chief might face to resigning. Well, simply he has a lot of problems. City Council had a closed meeting of discussing about resigning. They discussed his incompetence and responsibility for many undesirable cases in the police force inside. For instance, very unprofessional procedure of hiring school safety guard. You have heard in Palisades Park, they had some problem, right, Nadia? They hired 9 safeguard for the schools, but only 5 had gun licenses. So 4 even didn't have a gun license and they carry guns, for instance, etc. And they didn't check the criminal record. And some of them had criminal record, the brother of one council member, etc. So they have some problem, and right now in police force inside there is some sue going on, discrimination. We don't know what discrimination is, racial or sexual, we don't know, but something is going on. So anyway, town is considering hire police consultant company. I didn't know there is a police consultant company. So they're not police, but it's consulting company. They can manage the police force, hiring and HR and facilities and equipment and guns, for instance. So it's kind of interesting idea. All right, so this police chief name is Mark Jackson. So he might resign. I think former mayor appointed him for about 2 years right now. Okay, some local news. The next one is Ingrid Clips apartment project might be blocked. The address is 800 Sylvan Avenue. You know where this would be?
Northern.
Unilever site. Still there's a Unilever site. It was a big company, right? And you can see because it's Sylvan Avenue. Now total size is about 20 acre, and the developer's name is Normandy. And they want to build 600 apartment with a 20% low income housing. And this plan includes high school. As you can see, Cliffside Park doesn't have a high school, right? But right now, also, Ingrid Cliffs has a lot of issues, the political issues. Mayor sued this developer. Why? He's saying that this site was commercial zone, but city council with the Democrats majority changed the rule, the zoning. They didn't go through proper zoning change, etc. And they bypassed mayor. So he got upset. Now, as you know, Olivia O, she's going to challenge to become mayor. I think the current mayor's term ends the end of this year.
Not the commercial.
Gloria O. Yeah, Gloria. Her name is Gloria. She is the chair of council right now, Ingrid Clips.
She's running for mayor?
Yes. You didn't know? Of course, you come from the north.
Oh, I didn't know she was gonna do that.
Yes. Probably Cindy will know a little bit more. But recently, the business owner Kiki Bozo joined us. He is licensee, and he is helping this Democrat, Gloria O, and other members. So it's going to be interesting. Ingrid Clips also. And if they run high school, the school budget is 35 million a year. So how they going to get this money? Of course, tax. So if that plan goes through, then they will have high school. But they have a problem. Current mayor is trying to sue this developer. Okay. The next news is, you know, 나비 박물관 in Teaneck. Okay, that site now we will have Avalon Bay apartment complex. Total unit, well, there's address 1775 Windsor Road, Teaneck, and total unit would be 248 units. And among this about 250 units, 25 unit will be low income unit. 5 one bedroom and 15 two bedroom and 5 three bedroom units.
10%.
And low income, yeah, about 10%. Low income unit qualification is that income should be under 21,805. Anybody qualified?
I hope I do.
Don't show.
And the rent will be $328 to $839, depending on the size, I believe. And there's a website, more information. You can help a low-income client if you have, but there's no fee involved, but you can help. Okay.
How long do they have to have that low income? I mean, 2 years or what? How are they going to verify?
I guess they go with a few years average. Same with anything else.
Low income is like the person who lives in America a long time, or kind of even though 1 year is going to
It
go
has to be the citizens.
Has to be the citizen?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
It has to be the citizens. And it has to be.
How about green card holder?
So that I'm not sure.
Mm.
Could be,
Could be.
but they have to have a tax return for like last 3 to 5 years,
3
and
to 5 years?
yeah, it's minimum 3 years usually.
Morning.
Then my nephew is not qualified.
That's why like people try to do Medicaid. That's how
That's
they
why.
verify.
Okay.
Right. Well, obviously we are not an expert on this low income sort of renters, but with this information you can help if they need this kind of information, and there is a website. Okay, next one is, as I said, Manhattan. This building sold at 15.5 million, and that was 16.5 times of rent roll. So you remember that is same as a GIM, and it was a 1031 exchange. The brokers involved with this transaction are 4 agents involved. Okay. So this kind of investment properties or commercial properties is very typical. A team involved. So 3, 4, 5 team would be carrying on the project. Okay, the next one would be, interesting enough, New York politicians and business owners are asking Amazon to reconsider that project.
Coming soon again.
HQ2 plan for Long Island City. 40 politicians and business owners wrote a public letter to Amazon on New York Times. I think it's about already, I think 2 weeks ago, I think. And they're saying basically New Yorkers do not want to lose 25,000 jobs and 11,000 union construction jobs, and eventually 28 billion tax income. And also Mayor de Blasio, and in fact Governor also, promised he will get approval from the state Congress for this project. But sounds like it kind of late. And the 40 people who wrote the public letter on the New York Times include New York State University Chancellor, I think Ms. Bell, and Teacher Union President, and Morgan Stanley Chair and CEO, etc. So, some politicians and businessmen joined this public letter. But so far, Amazon did not respond. So, then meantime, what's going on in Crystal City? Crystal City.
Virginia.
Right, Virginia. Mm-hmm. Well, they're doing good. They're doing good. Right. But they're not going to double because of the cancellation of the Long Island City project, but they will add at least a few thousand. That's what they're saying. So 25,000 in Long Island City, original plan, and 25,000 jobs in Crystal City. But I think they're doing okay, and developers, they kind of move on to buy properties, etc. So they're good. They're doing okay. Okay, now what about New York? This year, New York City becomes buyer market. Actually, we are questioning. Okay, but higher inventory in New York and lower price. So it means it can be buyer market. Median price in New York right now is $438,300. $438,300. While U.S. median price is $225,300. So it's about double. What about Bergen County median price? Any guess?
220.
Gotta be more than that. 45. Yes, 45. 450, 460. Bergen County, of course, is higher than any other places. Okay, so and also DOM in New York now is 132 days. DOM is days on the market. So, which is longest in big 35 cities in US. So, what does it mean? Higher inventory and lower price and more DOM. I mean, longer DOM. It means signs of buyer market. Sounds like. I think it's possible. According to Element. Do you know who Element is? The biggest residential brokerage company in New York, Douglas Elliman. Actually, our website, we benchmarked this company's website. I like their website. Of course, they're huge, so that's why they're a leading company in Manhattan. But that's why they published a report. Median price in Manhattan is decreased by 5.8%, and sales also decreased by 3.3%. And even Northeast Queens median price decreased by 0.2%, while this area was leading real estate booming. But sales also decreased by 22%. So all these in New York City, it can be good buyer's market. And also one important factor would be interest rate. Okay, this year Federal Reserve said probably not increase the reference rate this year. But last year they increased 4 times, right? And right now, what would be 30-year fixed rate according to Time Mortgage, not the Hudson United, 4.25%, and 15-year fixed 3.75%. I'm looking at the front. And 10-year Treasury right now yield would be 2.726%, a little bit higher than last week. 10-year Treasury last week was 2.654. It's a little bit higher, and we'll see that that influence. Okay, so lower interest rate, well, relatively, it is helping the market. And in fact, because of the low interest rate, the people saying, well, this year is going to be good year. Actually, I saw one of Better and Homes agent next door, and at the elevator, and he sounded like, yeah, this year is going to be better than last year. Because last year, toward the end of last year, we got shocked for interest rate, right? Kind of psychologically. Oh, interest is going up. So they're hesitating. But this year, not so much. So, it's good for buyer's market. So you should be encouraged. And you should talk to more buyers. Another news is we have a Korean American Real Estate Association, believe it or not, in U.S. And president is Dong-Hyung Lee, and they will organize 13th Real Estate Expo on May 4th.
Where?
We don't know where. So ask preparation committee. So Mickey, you there? At least I put the phone number. Any question? So you can ask them and support. Topics. The theme of the event is knowing real estate is your power, as Brenda said. Knowing knowledge is power. But you know where you can see this knowledge is power also?
In real estate.
Yes, in real estate, but where?
Themselves.
Who did the
ourselves.
CBT last time? Huh? In our mission statement, you can see knowledge is power. But knowledge itself actually not enough. You see the next sentence? What you need? Experience. Sarah didn't go through CBT yet, but
I'm starting this Saturday.
okay, but already she knew. So knowledge and experience combined, and you will get real power. So that's what we want to do. We want to gain knowledge as well. Experience as well. Okay, as Peter did this time. Now Peter has a true power, knowledge and the experience. It sounds like horrible experience, but it really gave him a power to carry on the next deal and to serve clients. Okay, so yeah, they do that. They, if you want to go and see it, you can go and take a look at. So they will prepare a lot of seminars, co-op condo purchasing procedure, first time, there's a misspell, first time buyer program for specific area, etc. And also things to know for younger generation and also senior buyers. Okay, finally, real estate market is coming to spring. Let's say some statistics. January housing index is 103.4, increased by 4.6%, which was caused by, again, mortgage interest rate dropped to 4.35. Here it says 4.35, but we saying time mortgage is saying 4.25, somewhere around that area. From 5% in November 2018. So it went down according to NAL. The January index increasing shows positive sign to this year's real estate market. So January was good. Also, important thing is mortgage application. I believe this statistics from MBA. You know MBA, right? MBA? What's MBA? We're talking about mortgage. So, Brenda.
Mortgage Bankers Association.
We can hear from horse's mouth. So, chief economist of MBA saying, buyers started responding for lower mortgage interest rate. So that's a good sign. That's what we're talking about. Generally, conventional mortgage and FHA mortgage loans are increased, but, well, I don't know why, but especially VA loans is increased by 14%. So that's kind of interesting statistics. Okay. Well, another Korean community news is now New York Korean Association has a new president. Charles Yoon has been elected as 36th president of Korean Association in New York, but it was only one candidate.
He needs more money to put there.
He is Columbia graduate, and he served the vice president at 31st and as a chair of board 35th. Okay, so that's Korean community news. Now what about, there's some other news, piece of news saying January house price went up by 4.4%. Okay, January house price increased by 4.4% in January from last year. That means from January 2018. Okay, this January house price went up by 4.4%. But in April last year, increased by 6.6%. Again from the year before. Okay, and also in December, a little bit lower, 4.7% up in December. So you can see this, the percentage of increase getting down. Okay. And right now, lowest, that is the January 4.4% up is the lowest increase for 6 years and 6 months since August 2012. Okay, so you can see kind of how the market is changing. According to CoreLogic, increased slope is lower, but house price seems to go up this year. We don't know how much, but anyway, it's not going down more, it's going up more, except, I mean, there could be some differences in areas, right? Different areas. So we already looked at the New York market, right? New York market is kind of turning into buyer's market. But this statistics basically overall U.S. And the encouraging news is new home sales increased by 3.7%. New construction is different, okay? To annually adjusted rate of 621,000. That means from like a January to previous year, 12 months. That's annually adjusted rate. Totally sold 621,000 houses. Why the new home sales increased 3.7%? Again, interest rate. Okay. And the entire 2018 rose by only 1.8%. So a little bit better new home. So roughly existing house, how many units sold annually in US? Just a rough number. We did this so many things. I mean, so many times. You have no idea you are a real estate agent in US? Joseph is just smiling. So how many units roughly? No idea at all? 5 million. Of course, a little over 5 million. If we're going down to 5 million, we're in trouble. But a little more than 5 million. And the new home is 621,000. Again, new home, if only like less than 500,000, we're in trouble. Okay, you can see that. Okay, that's pretty much it. Tech news. Last week we did what? 5G technology, right? Korea is again. Yeah, Samsung and LG is the top cell phone producer using 5G. So it's going to be top in the world. So, in fact, in Korea, this month, they will start selling 5G handphones. But again, Apple is going to be late. I don't know how the market will change. Now, iPhone I'm talking about, but this time Tesla. Who drive Tesla right now? No? Nobody is driving Tesla. Okay, they're gonna go online. Car sale. Oh, I think it's the first time any automobile makers try to do online. Now, New Jersey, we have about 5 retail stores right now, and we don't know what's going to happen with them. This will have some impact to real estate because it's going to reduce, of course, retail footprint. How are they going to go with online? I don't know. So you're going to buy the car over the phone.
No test driving.
Yes, there is. That's a good question. Because you can return the car
In 7 days.
in 7 days.
There's other company, not a specific, the mobile producing company, but there's a company actually advertising that you can just buy the car online. They will deliver it to you in your front door. You get to drive it for 7 days. If you don't like it, you just return it.
Return it.
Then they can use it 7 days.
So Tesla is not actually the first trying
So
this.
Tesla is gonna do that.
You could do it with any other cars, with that company.
Right.
Yeah, Carvana or something, right? That was
So the
interesting.
advertise,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I wasn't sure if it was so.
Use like a vending machine.
Yeah. They made it look like it was like a vending machine. You pick a car, they will
Right.
drive it to you.
Well, it looks like if then more retail space is gonna be available. So go in a Tesla retail store right now and check it out. Somebody else has to move in.